What the fuck is up, internet? Are you scared?
Nah.
I am.
Well,
Tonight.
Time is a spectrum.
It is.
We are covering the 2023 horror comedy Bloody
Frickin Mary.
Written and directed by our good friend, Mr.
Chad, black voice if you know him, Hendricks.
He'll be joining us later on in the show. He'll be talking some shop. I think we're also going to have him stick around for the last part of the show so we can review the film right in front of him like real men.
As real cinnamon. Not cinnamon, like the like cinema and men, we're cinnamon.
Yeah.
You know what? No, let's not.
Men.
None of that works.
Which brings me to my next point perfectly. You might be thinking that this is going to be some boring, predictable, like, circle jerk because he's our friend and we're reviewing his movie. Au contraire, quite the opposite.
We're going to break them down like a family reunion chair from 1974 with whores.
Yeah. We're just to prove the point that we're not going to be nice, we're probably going to be extra unnice.
Ain't no kissing cousins over here.
Looking forward to that.
Old school HBO at the dog.
Let's get straight into it. For those of you who have not seen Bloody Frickin Mary, it's available on Tubi, it's available on Amazon Prime, it's available on all the places. You should definitely watch the movie before you watch this because there's going to be spoilers. There's just no way around that.
And for those of you who've not seen TTFT, number one, hit that subscribe button. Number two, welcome to the show, motherfuckers.
Bloody Frickin Mary is a throwback to VHS-era slashers with the added bonus of Chad's signature blend of potty humor and over-the-topness that blends perfectly with the genre.
It's over the top.
You get attractive chicks, horny dudes, a slumber party, and equal parts gore and hijinks.
They're attractive chicks.
The girls do the Bloody Mary challenge and end up being hunted down through every mirror in the house. That's pretty much the premise.
There's girls in the house with mirrors.
There's a lot more going on with one of the girls.
Allegedly.
But we'll get to that in the Hear Me Out.
Will we?
Some production info about the film. Chad Hendricks.
Man, the legend, the Godfather.
That's just the cast and crew right there.
Right now, and if you don't happen to live in Jacksonville, Florida, know that this guy is literally the man. Started around the same time as you, definitely before me. He predates Dinosaur Bones.
Yeah, like 2000. Well, yeah, okay. So here's his credentials. So he, of course, wrote and directed this and shot and produced and promoted and essentially everything besides being the chicks. If he could grow a pair of tits and clone himself, he would have probably been all the girls in the movie as well.
I thought he did that already.
So Chad goes back to like 2003, 2002. He started with his first film, Two Heads, One Brain. Went from that to Cracker Jack, which was in Blockbuster. Kids, if you don't know what Blockbuster is, it's where you would go and you'd buy these little rectangles that contain movies on them, and you bring them home and stick them in a larger rectangle and then watch them on a smaller rectangle. And you do this over and over again.
And if you didn't return it on time, they sent you a rectangular bill.
Yeah. Trying to think.
More things to say with squares.
Yeah.
Got nothing.
Cracker Jack was actually my introduction to Chad. It put him on the cover. Actually, his follow-up film, Insane in the Brain, put him on the cover of Folio Weekly. But the fact that he got Cracker Jack in Blockbuster is what put him on my radar and like made him like the beacon light of like, if you're making movies in Jacksonville, you should probably be doing what Chad is doing. So,
if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the first people that put a camera in your hand, right? I trust you with a professional camera.
Yeah. Another fun fact about Cracker Jack is that it's kind of like Bloody Frickin Mary's testosterone-fueled drunk uncle. And it's fitting that it's the movie that plays like he shoehorned his own first main film, like his first real film. He's shoehorned into his most recent film. And it plays simultaneously throughout the movie because the girls are watching it during the slumber party, and the events of Cracker Jack play out kind of in a coincidental way with what's happening in.
It speaks to every filmmaker out there who keeps going. You never forget your baby, even though they're different films. They're all in the same universe.
I want to do a count though. Like when I'm editing this, I'll do it. I'll do a count. I want to figure out because the movie is like 70 some odd minutes, and I think that at least 8 to 9 of those minutes are Cracker Jacked. Like he just figured out
spliced
a way.
in footage.
No, you just are literally watching Cracker Jacked for a good portion of the movie here
like,
and there.
Physically,
literally, you get a little bit of Bloody Frickin Mary. It cuts back to Cracker Jacked on the TV.
Like the actual footage.
Yeah. And that's like that. It's economical because go back and use that shit all over again.
Yeah.
Anyway, so going back to his filmography, he went on from Cracker Jack, and like I said, that was kind of the movie that put him on my radar after he did Insane in the Brain, and then we met and we did Everything Means Nothing in 2004. I wrote that, I starred in it, and he shot it, and I edited it. From there, we did Neck of the Woods together, something we co-directed, and he edited, and I'll get into that later. And Grind to Shine was Chad's epic love letter to the Duval County hip hop scene.
That featured one of our good friends of the show, one Tarantino Jones.
And epic doesn't even begin to describe it. It was like a two-part. It was like Soulhood before Soulhood. It was like a 4-hour. It was like a 4-hour film. Like it was just pretty wild. The amount of time, and it was just such a crazy big project. Mm-hmm. And then from there, he kind of started doing other people's scripts a lot more. You get Trap Life, and then and Block Burner, but he went back and did probably one of my favorite things he's ever done. Another one of his own scripts was Me and Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones.
Something that he had been writing and working and reworking and recasting. And finally it got made after like 10, 15 years. And it was pretty damn perfect. From there he went, did Boss Moves, Section 8. And then that finally brings us to Bloody Frickin Mary, which stars Anaya Thomas as Mitzi, Whitney Carroll as Biggie, Gwyneth Henderson as Wilder, Pal.
You said you weren't going to get Be My Pal and get the fucking name right.
Pal Portillo. Sorry.
Chi-Chi.
Pal Portillo as Chi-Chi, Joshua Newkirk as Bobby, Bernard Countryman Jr. as Ricky, Clayton Miller as Mike,
Adonijah.
Adonijah. I would not have went that route with it. Adonijah. That sounds much better than I was going to do.
Well, no, tell us what you're going to do.
Adonijah.
He's an Adonis.
Adonijah Malone as Ronnie. Kahari Gray as Mitzi's dad. One of my favorites in the movie. Lynn Jones Turpin as Mitzi's mom. And Holly Evers Hughes, of course, as Bloody Mary. It also stars Karen Cherney, Ed Hube, and Joaquin Foster, and our very own Annie Morales opens up the film. What are you doing?
Hold on this real quick. Let me hold that. Speaking of Annie, 3, 2, 1.
You always gotta fucking give me a cut.
No, I'm giving you a cut there. 3.
Oh, now I gotta do an audio splice.
Well, you knew where it was at. I'm sorry. I apologize. You're making this worse. We could be already moving right now. Hey, guys. Hey, gals. I know you've missed it. Come on, get some of this KOC, Cock King of Connection times. So, with Bloody Frickin Mary.
Well, you don't need my notes for
I wanted to read it. They were very well put out. Let me read them. Out of both, one of us should be doing this voiceover.
After all the times that you give
it's a season 0. We're flipping everything on its head, man. KOC. A. This was filmed at the infamous, world-renowned, never known about, only talented, we support failures, Studio 83. It's one of the first films to be filmed here. Out of all the projects that were filmed here, it's one of the first. There's been several since, but there's nothing like your first. Also, one of the films that was filmed here was by 2 local filmmakers here, Durden Godfrey and Mr. Roy with I Am Media, from I Am Going to Kill Someone this Friday. And that featured a very talented cast, not just locally, abroad.
One Mr. Scott Broughton right there in that
pushing
room,
up right on that floor, getting his pecs together. That's right. Oh, man.
I wonder if we can get permission from the producer to use that footage to show it right now. Nah, we'll run it anyway.
Google how to produce. So, also with that being said here, one of the greatest shows on YouTube Earth. Tell them about it, Dave.
Oh, just a little ditty called That's the Fucking Trailer. You're watching it right now.
Everything that's happening now is happening now. Right behind us, right inside here, Studio 83 is the place to be.
G14 Classified started right out in that garage, and also right behind us in that very same den was a little movie that you probably haven't even heard of yet because we've been so quiet about it. I'll just throw up a little shot right there and not say anything more than the title.
Tree.
And that brings us to where we're sitting right now in this foyer is where the conclusion to Bloody Frickin Mary takes place right here.
Spoiler
on this
alert,
floor.
Jesus
I'm not going to tell
Christ.
them what happened or
You
how
just
it, you know,
did.
I'm telling them where it happened. It's not what. There's a difference between the where and the what.
What do you want me to?
I'll tell them the who too, Anaya.
What do you want me to release it at? You see, that's what you sound like when you say you're not telling them what to do, but you're telling them where it
Where would
happened
you
at.
like me to stick it?
You got to stick it
Can I get my notes back?
before you lick it.
All right, that brings us into 7 minutes in heaven.
All right, then we're gonna go back and forth. Let's see how you gonna do this.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's scenes,
Yeah.
lines. We'll even throw Chad in with his favorite, if he had
Well,
any favorites.
I'll say this. Let me start off on this then. Let me start off one of my scenes. You mentioned Annie Morales, and one of the things that I really appreciated about her, and again, of course, she's a member of the TTFT family, but that's not the main thing that I appreciate. I know that she's a novice actress, and I think Chad completely encapsulated at the beginning of the film that feeling of old school slasher girl.
Scream.
Yeah,
Drew
Scream.
Barrymore.
Right.
Yeah,
and I think for him to be, and I think that's one of Chad's talents, and we'll get on that later, which is working with unexperienced actresses and making them feel comfortable and look good. So I think that first opening scene with her in the pink nightie and then looking in the mirror, I think he really got that. He did a good job with that first scene. She could really convey fear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shortly after that, with the opening scene with Mitzi and Bobby, I was just cracking up at her pick. Chad always takes it like a few steps further than where it actually needs to be taken in order for the point to be driven home. Like he drives the point home and then shoves it up your ass. And I'm talking about like the gum on the floor. She's like reaching for the gum, and of course you get all the great like puns. He's just laying them all out, all of his favorite dick blowjob puns. It's down there, it's hard, it's gonna hurt my mouth, yada yada yada.
It tastes real good.
I never.
But she pulls the gum out, and it's like you get the close up of the gum. And one, I don't believe for a second that a sweet girl like Mitzi would ever put that nasty gum in her mouth. But this is a Chad Hendricks film, so you get the close up of the gum. It's got like hair and shit on it, and I know, knowing Chad, that he like meticulously made that gum look nasty. And then it goes in her mouth. And what seals the deal for me on that moment is the face that Bobby gives her as she puts it in her mouth. It was just knowing that Bobby hasn't, or what's his name? I'm gonna get these people's names as we do this.
Well, while you're doing the names, I want to stay on that same scene. One of the things I really think he really was able to capture with that was, again, if you stick along, though, you can tell he's a child of the 80s, even though he may have been born in the late 60s,
Josh.
70s. No, it was more so the banter. Like, it gave you that, what I call camp feeling. I don't mean campy like it's bad, like the Jason Voorhees camp, like that, the lingo and the conversation between them lets you, it keeps it light because you know something dark's going to happen. So I think he did a really good job of capturing that.
Uh-huh.
Like you were saying with the one-liners and it may seem like if it's a comedy, you'd hate it as far as if it's strictly a comedy because you can tell it's cheesy, the things that are being said. But because it's been in the context of a horror film, then I think it plays well there.
Yeah, it's really funny to see Chad's like the style of dialogue being like pulled off by a group of girls.
You're still a virgin?
Actually, she lost it horseback riding.
Ah, that doesn't count, does it?
That horse had a huge dick.
It weirdly works in a very strange way, and kudos to the girls too.
Correct.
Because if it was like somebody that was just, I don't know, it just could have came off really bad if
Well,
somebody
like
was forcing it.
Ghostbusters with the girls.
What? Oh. yeah.
What?
I really liked Powder and Mike's death scene. The effect looked awesome when Mitzi finds her taking her last breaths. That like you get another haunting shot of Powder's face with it torn off, and I was there for a portion of those shots, and Chad's just really good in editing because you see what you get in the can, and then what he turns it into when it comes out is pretty impressive. But that moment was really cool because it was like, being here, it was hard to take myself out of like, I know all these girls are still alive. Like, it's really hard to like get lost in the like, oh no, there's real peril here. But that moment, it kind of took me out of the fact that out of like remembering that I was here, and I was just seeing her face, and like it was just something very chilling about it. It kind of reminded me of Cabin Fever when the girl gets locked in the shed and she's her rotting away, and when they open it up, she's like, it's just like this. You don't like to see pretty things be torn apart. It's like,
well, some people, that's
like
their thing,
element.
man. That's their thing. It's a fetish.
Yeah, well, not my thing. If it disturbs me,
Well, one of the things I want to go to, but again, I just love, again, it really, I harping back to it, it really shows his roots and where he comes from in filmmaking. That again, in the late 70s, early 80s, the slasher film, you always remember iconic scenes. And so I think one of the iconic scenes of the film is when the young ladies are in the mirror screaming "Bloody Frickin' Mary," and they're saying it because we saw similar scenes like that, and even in most recently remaking Candyman, like it gives you that feel of like, you know, something's going to happen, you feel it, you can feel the tension. And I think that again, cinematography wise, to be able to capture that, because we were here when that was filmed, to be able to see how he got that shot, how it came out in post, and how it delivered on film. And well, I think we'll talk about this with him later. We both know this. He is meticulous about getting that shot right. He has his own process. But I think, what did you think about that scene? Did it feel like iconic?
Awesome. And the way that I'll get into the use of music, but that was probably the thing that impressed me the most, was the montages that led up to the moments where you'd see Bloody Frickin' Mary. Like those, he did things with music in this that I've never really seen him do before. Like he let the music drive these moments, and he picked really bold music choices that he went with. And yeah, the way like the pacing leading up to those moments, and that scene when they're in the mirror, and it feels like it's this bigger than it feels like a very important moment, which is what it's supposed to feel like. And it's cool that somebody that we know is able to do something like that kind of movie magic, where they're just in the bathroom doing the Bloody Mary challenge.
And let's give
he gives it that, you know, air of like, oh, this is the title card.
Correct. To your point, very much so. Let's give him credit for actually not pulling that cheap trick that most movies do nowadays, where you see one thing in the trailer and you never see it in the film. This is what you see. This is what you get. And I think he delivered.
And I don't want you guys to think that we lied when we said we were going to be hard on this movie. That's coming. We throw the sugar on, and then we throw the vinegar on top. Vinegar's coming.
You should have said we on a palm. We throw. Never mind. Half and half, man.
I really like the scene with. It's not a scene. It's just a moment with Chad. I'll give him kudos again for he has a what's the fucking politically correct word
I don't know those words.
Big. Her name is Biggie. Large.
Larger than life personality, large talent. And here's the thing. What do you mean?
Well, it was cast perfectly. It was cast perfectly. I just want to say that it was awesome that he really towed the line of like doing fat jokes, but
it wasn't
showing the other side that like they're not always received well, even by the other characters in the movie.
There was no jokes made at the expense of anybody's, whether it be their skin tone, their weight, their
Well, there was weight, because one of my favorite lines is when Bernard, Ricky, they're looking at the screen, and Mitzi does the poltergeist callback, and she's trying to say like, I think what's her Biggie is in the TV.
Is it a fat screen?
You mean flat screen?
I said what I said.
Right, it's a double down, and it's satire. And again, here's the thing, and that goes to again, when you're casting, to know like I say, know your audience, know your crew. And the young lady who played Biggie, again, that shows the confidence in her to be able to not only take it and give it back, but also
but
also talk about this, the relationship between actor and director for her to be able to trust him and him to be able to trust her. So I think he took care of her.
Told me that he had that conversation with her beforehand and ran those moments by her to make sure that nothing was gonna like make her uncomfortable.
Okay, so going on to another scene, since we're going back and forth here, one of my other favorite scenes I would say is that is when Mitzi, who's played by Naya, comes out and am I getting my names right now?
Yeah.
I've been
oh well, these are. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guy. Thanks. So it was one of the scenes to where definitely I was on location for a lot of this, but it's when she comes out and she sees that friends are dying, and she comes out and it's a realization that now that this ghost is here, it's no longer just in her mind. She knows it's here. And she comes out in the hallway and you can see this hesitation and this pause in her. And it's not so much what she says, but what her face emotes at that moment. So to see something like that in the film, it kind of takes it from, this is just something we're going to throw on Tubi, or this is just something we're doing. It doesn't make the film, but what it does is it transcends the film to, okay, wait a minute, this is getting serious now. You see the build. If I'm
I think I like the tone of the movie overall. It was a nice Cracker Jack even was more comedy than horror, and this was like horror with moments of comedy. Yeah, just because of who the characters are.
Right.
It's just 4 female Chads having a slumber party. So that's how they're gonna talk, and it's gonna be funny. But they're also Anaya shined when it was time to emote those feelings of like dread, and she would really bring it down quickly. I would say that. That's actually so are you talking about the moment where she walks out right after I'm pointing where the audience knows, are you over there? She walks out after finding Bobby, and then it's just real. That Bobby and Chi-Chi's death scene I thought was really cool. Like amazing. The way she's hanging over, the mirror shot, the wind blowing like the Evil Dead style. I thought that was awesome. But I do want to say, fuck Bobby. He's like a serial killer that gets saved on death row. He's laying there with his guts out, and like he's gonna gaslight and Mitzi until his bitter end. He's laying there. He's got his guts out, laying there naked with her friend, saying, "Mitzi, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? Do you forgive?" "No, I don't forgive you. Of course not. No, you still haven't even pulled your pants up yet from the fucking that you just did."
You don't have to pull your pants up when your guts are out.
And that'll actually bring me to
before you leave
I'm going to forebode the hear me out later, kind of
foreshadow. You mean?
I'll get into that.
But before you leave that scene, I want to say one other thing that again goes back. I don't know if he did this on purpose, but it goes back to the roots that Chad may have, which is, I don't know if you've seen it, but My Name is Dolomite, or the Rudy Ray Moore. One of those scenes where she's having sex, and it was not an amateur film, but it's one of his first time doing it. And the wall is shaking, the movie, it's all that's the wind and everything. So I think I don't think he meant it as a callback, but anytime you can have a part of your, again, childhood be stamped onto something that you do, it's awesome, man. So shout out to Rudy Ray Moore as well.
I got one more line.
Jinx, buy some more Coke. What are you looking at, man?
I get
to look at my phone. I get to look at my phone now because you did it. You're looking all like the goddamn window. Okay, here we go.
You got any more lines or scenes? I got one more line.
That was it for me.
The last scene with the parents, this is one of my favorite lines. The favorite performances in the movie is Mitzi's dad. When I don't even remember what he's saying this in response to. I think it's like the doctor saying everything's fine, or no. Mitzi wakes up from her. She's, I guess, in a small coma. She wakes up, and the dad goes, "Oh, won't he do it?"
David, she's awake.
Won't he do it?
Oh yeah, no, that was good, man. No, that was good.
And I got I was there for that shoot. I think I was doing the camera on him. I was doing one of the cameras. I'm pretty sure it was on him because I think the issue was that I I was just creating a sound issue because I couldn't stop laughing every time he turned around and said, "Won't he do it?" And
You're still laughing.
It's so good. He just, I don't know. He's one of those.
He's leaning all over on the shirt's open. I think the chain's hanging out. It's like,
yeah, he's effortless with it. What's your favorite scene in the movie?
Oh, man.
The one where he cuts David out. Dave, what are you doing? You're soft.
I hate to admit it, but the bubblegum scene gets me. It's 5 minutes in. I wrote that scene like 15, 20 years ago, and it really holds up and shit. You and I were filming that over in Orange Park off Blanding in 295, and the way Anaya went for it in that scene, because we hadn't really filmed that much of the movie yet, and the way she went for it, because I was trying to figure out ways to make it where she's just not head full of crotch right here in her eye hole and shit, but she on a practice run just went face first and shit, and she's like, yeah, I was thinking about doing blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh shit, is that what we're doing here? All right.
So it went from a horror to a comedy to porn, is what you're telling me.
Horror to horror.
Porn.
I
It's
love
horny.
that scene too.
Horny.
Is when
Went from chewing to swallowing back to chewing.
Bobby's reaction shot when she puts the gum in her mouth and his like, I don't know if he's disgusted or intrigued, but it is hilarious.
The way Josh says, she said it hurts her jaw.
She said it hurts her jaw.
You can't direct shit like that. That was all Josh, and he was a pleasant surprise. He really got in the movie because he's a good looking dude. And he's got a square jaw, and he's cutting like chiseled like a fucking statue. And then to see that he can act.
Adonis.
This dude is like the most quiet, unassuming motherfucker, like on the set, just minding his own business and shit, while Whitney's talking shit, and the girls are all laughing and goofing, and Holly's choking motherfuckers out and all that.
Allegedly.
And then in the end, he's the one. All the directing I gave him in the scene where he's about to die was, dude, this is your fucking Denzel moment.
Missy, I'm sorry, Missy. I'm like, you motherfucking douchebag. I'm sorry. Okay. But
You cheated on her.
I will say that scene with the gum, that the only way I ever want to see him through a driver's side window is that in that scene. Because he's a cop. He's a cop.
So
the scene in the bedroom's one of my favorites too, but it's more of the way the music I was dropping in there was setting emotion to her finally crying and then seeing Bloody Mary having Ricky attached at the end of the hallway.
Oh, yeah. I told him one of my favorite scenes you did. You weren't here for this. It's clearly, movie magic, love.
Well, you don't need to tell him this will be in the episode, and I'm going to cut this into things. This will all be redundant.
So forget everything I just said. I'll see you off camera.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you'll see it.
I'll see you off camera.
Okay. You're welcome, Editor Durden. What's your favorite line in the movie?
Oh, God. When the girls are in the mirror, and then she says, "Oh, fuck." She goes, "Is that milk coming out of your nose?" And then powder goes in some of her exes.
Ew! Is that milk coming out of your nose?
And a few of our exes.
Y'all are so dirty.
There's all that bullshit in there, all of that. I don't know.
You want to throw Royce on?
I was just thinking about it. You inside my head. Oh no! Re-say it. Don't say it.
Ronnie on the shitter is a good one too.
That was hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I had to excuse myself from that shit. But you only need one camera on this one. I can't keep it together with this dude fucking his antics.
Well,
but the smells like ping ping.
Well, then we all fucked.
Literally.
It smells like ping ping.
some filmmaker in town really found that a great. They sent Whitney a message about that, and I have the video of it. So,
What did this filmmaker ask Whitney?
what is Peeny mean.
What is ping ping?
What's ping ping?
You know, Royce.
Sounds like a double shot of coffee.
I think I had called it ding ding in the movie, and she kept saying ping ping, and so
Ping ping is funnier.
Yeah,
It
works. It worked on the couch. The shit on the couch with her smoking right in front of Mitzi was funny. There were just some really. I've had a lot of friends my age I went to high school with go, "Did you really drop a New Edition reference in this motherfucker?" And I was like,
yes.
"Well, yeah. I already had Bobby, and then I'm looking at 3 other dudes."
Ronnie, Ricky, and Mike.
Look at that.
He didn't know what the fuck we're talking about.
I mean, I know Cool It now.
There you go.
That's about.
You
did
cool
some
it
cool
now.
boy.
Watch out.
Cool boy.
Not to lose control.
Ooh, watch out.
Going on what you were alluding to earlier, the fact that everybody in this movie, if you look on their IMDb page, for the most part, 99.9% of them, definitely the only feature film, for most of them, the only project at all is Bloody Frickin Mary.
Correct.
And knowing that, watching the movie,
It's an impressive feat, man. It's an impressive feat.
It's impressive for the actors. It's impressive for the director. It's impressive for the editor. It's.
I mean, if you think your first time having sex is nervous, try making a film for your first time. That will drive all your nerves like everywhere. And again, kudos to the cast, the supporting cast, because I saw it was like almost OJT, on the job training. You saw them learning as they go. If you tell them everybody back to one, no one knows what that means. But if you're like, all right, guys, we're getting ready to go again. Like you kind of spoon feed these people, these upcoming, these young people that want this knowledge, to see them grow throughout the process. And furthermore, and we'll talk to Chad about this in a moment, see it start from beginning to end and see something actually come from it. That's important, especially for your first time.
Yeah. I got 3 honorable mentions, and then my scene stealer.
I think we share some of these, so let's go ahead. We'll start with your honorable mention.
My first honorable mention is Whitney Carroll as Biggie.
Definitely.
The note that I have for her is that she brings Chad's dialogue to life as if they've been working together for years. She gets it and she makes it work.
Yeah, and her timing was good with, like I said, as far as when you are having to work with other actors and actresses you have never worked with before. And like you say, she got the spirit of the script, and that's really what it's about. It's not, sometimes you can be a great actress and still mess up a story. But for her even to be a novice in this field, I think she did a hell of a job with the script and brought it to life.
And then I like Clayton. I think he's just in real life, a lovable, genuine, sincere guy that his good spirit just shines through. And I've seen him in a few shorts and stuff, and I think like...
What about Pants?
No. Oh. But this character that he played in this was like a perfect... Because he was supposed to be like this douchey jock, but at the same time you still liked him because like Clayton is shining through, and the hybrid of those two worked really well.
I'm not gonna lie, watching him in that role, not minus the douchey part, because I don't think he's douchey at all, but I just kind of felt like that was Clayton. He was reliving high school senior year, man. Like, I'm gonna throw for 3,300 yards this year. I'm going state. Tate's going state.
Then gotta give an honorable mention to Holly Evers Hughes as Bloody Mary.
The villain, the Duval villain.
Yes. I've got like 3 notes for her. She is instantly iconic in her ability to fill the shoes of this larger-than-life monster, which she makes look easy. So if you watch her, it's like, oh, she's just doing an easy job. She makes it look easy, but to just sit there and scream and keep that energy for hours. You're seeing her for like 30 seconds here, 10 seconds here. She's screaming like that and holding that intensity for hours and hours into the wee hours of the night after sitting through makeup. So that...
Off camera, she literally, as you say, she was off camera preparing. And I mean, I would see her by herself and getting into this, not necessarily getting into a trance, but getting into the mindset of what she was supposed to be doing. Because again, when you only have so much time on screen and you're the villain, you got to make it come through. And I think she fully embraced and embodied that role.
I think Chad even had to tone her down a few times.
Well, you know what? Well, the lawsuit's not done yet, man.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
Cut.
Sorry. Shit, Polly.
Did I really hit you that hard? I'm sorry.
But I want to say, as a lifelong Nightmare on Elm Street fan, as somebody that idolizes Freddy Krueger, I could easily see her if they ever did like a gender swap on Nightmare on Elm Street and they wanted to do like a Frederica Krueger, like I would put Holly Evers Hughes in that category of like Robert Englund, not to the day, like she's got some work to do, but for this being her first time stepping into the role of like the titular monster and filling it out so confidently the way she did, if you gave her a whole series like Nightmare on Elm Street to really work through the kinks of a character like that, I think she could have a really, especially seeing what she did in Scott Way's Zombie PD, where she gets to actually flex her ability to like use comedic timing. If Bloody Frickin Mary got a little bit more of those moments and she got to have a little bit more fun with it, I just think she did really well. That's why she's an honorable mention.
And just to be clear, if she's from your Freddy Krueger world, what would she be called again?
Frederica.
Get the fuck out of here. Katie Krueger, man.
Katie Krueger.
That's why I come on. I'm the creative in this, out of this. Go ahead, man.
So my scene stealer is Gwen Henderson as Powder, and I have 2 notes for her. She's just such a natural. She hits the beats effortlessly. She elevates the dialogue. Her voice has this cool Natasha Lyonne rasp to it.
Well, coke before weed and your ass can't read.
I judge someone's acting primarily based on how effective they are at making me forget that they're acting. And I don't think there was a moment in the movie that I forgot that I was watching, that I was reminded that I was watching Gwen. I couldn't really find the line, and I was communicating and associating with the real life Gwen in between scenes, and even then, like watching her slip into the character was a real blurry line, and she just did it very natural. And she's also a very talented singer, and you can hear one of her songs in the credits of the film.
Monsters in my head telling me to do things.
I concur. I didn't know we were going to agree on the scene stealers, but I think Gwen, like you said, I think she was the glue that held not just the film together, but more so the crew together. And again, to your point, to see her make that transition from off camera to on camera and do it. And we were here the whole time. She was, again, the constant on the set, always here, either on time or past time. She was doing, she was helpful behind set. But again, to see that, if you take away all of that, you see her on screen, it becomes natural. I believe an actor, one of the actors who I really appreciate, says, if you're trying to act, that's really the worst word for it. You want to become the character. And when a person can see you make that transformation, it should be seamless. And like you say, it almost messes with your mind because you don't know when the camera's off. Are you talking to, Powder? When the camera's on, are you talking to Gwen? And that shows that she really has something that she gave to the script. And I really think that, again, she was the glue that held things together. So I agree with you on that.
I think that's why her death scene is the most impactful for me in the movie. The one that sticks with me the most is because her character felt the most real. So that death felt the most impactful. It felt like a real person died because she brought Powder to life so effectively. So yeah, shout out to Gwen as the scene stealer, Bloody Frickin Mary, among a whole sea of great first-time actors.
Yeah, definitely. Let's shout out to the marijuana. There was definitely no marijuana harmed in the making of this film. Burned, yes. Harmed, no.
No. All right, let's get into cast, crew, or you with the man himself.
The Godfather.
Director, editor, the Eminem of independent film.
Social counselor, Greek counselor, 1979 Playboy runner-up man of the year.
Reluctant voice actor.
Black voice, if you don't know him, not face, but voice.
Chad Lancaster.
The Godfather, Hendricks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Big Bad Chad Hendricks.
Yep, we are. All right, what's up, Chad?
Chilling, man. Just up to my gills in sushi.
Oh, man, what's the deal, Pickle? You got nothing snazzy to say? We're going around with snazzy.
No. I want to get right into this because there's so much to cover. Let's just start. For people that don't know you, what inspired you to make movies?
Oh, wow. I just was writing a lot of breakup poetry when I was about 27. And I had to finish my BA. And my teacher there and all was a lit teacher, and our only goal for the whole semester was you have to write a children's story. And so I wrote a children's story called "I Want to Be Like Mike," and it's like a Dr. Seuss type of thing with a moral to the story. And she gave me an A, and I was like, well, shit, I must be. Why did I get C's in English K through 12, and now this chick's validating? So then it just kind of steamrolled from there, moving to LA, and God told me to move to LA, and you do what Allah, Jesus, Buddha tells you to do.
I think that's why they have all those classes. It's like, all right, whatever they give an A in, and this is where they're supposed to go at in life. Like, they don't tell us that as kids, but
they have all the classes to get as much money as possible while you figure it out.
That's true.
So like mid-20s. So what was young Chad? What was teenage Chad's aspirations?
None, man. I had just I was a virgin through high school, found out I was cute right about 18, and just started chasing skirts, through the late teens and the 20s. And after a while, you just run out of, that whole soundtrack was just me, a bottle of Thunderbird, and Southern Playalistic Cadillac funky ass music.
Now, you breezed past that here, and I don't mean to pry. You said that after a while, you just run out. What's a while in Chad Hendricks' world?
How many? Put a number on
We're
it.
still going, man. What time is it now?
The minute I do, the one chick that is looking for my old ass,
that's why he's turning red.
She'll appear, and I'll have to account.
All right,
for
we will save you from that, please, sir. Continue.
The body count will.
Let's just get straight into the reason why we're here. Bloody Frickin Mary. So, first of all, I think it was genius to apply your voice to an all-female cast. But is that kind of where the idea came from? But I grew up on Bloody Mary, and it was something that my older cousins messed with me about. But I don't think I've ever heard of a movie being done about it, really, that I could think of off the top of my head. So where did it, how'd that come together for you?
I was in my 30s, had already been making scripts. And when you make money on your second movie ever, when you still don't know what you're doing, it feeds the addiction to keep going. It's that you can't win if you don't play lotto mentality. And so I just jotted 7-8 pages of a story called Bloody Mary, and was just being a smart ass. It was like a female version of Cracker Jack, my second film. And so it's funny that you even said it's cool that my voice with 4 chicks, because I was catching shit for that a few weeks ago at a film bar here in town, because this chick said, "We don't talk that way." What the fuck, Chad? We don't talk that. I'm like, but I do. I'm not that versed as a filmmaker. I'm just winging this shit.
Sorry, the crazy bitches come out of mirrors and attack you. Can we just abandon? I'm sorry that
Did chicks not have dick jokes in their repertoire?
I like that it aspires to be what we want the world to look more like.
Again,
Chicks would be a lot cooler if they all talked like that.
Again, as it's stated, it's from a man's perspective. This is what we imagine all girls pillow fighting, and stuff like that. So
the schoolgirl outfits. We never even say they go to school. They just walk by high school.
Yeah, we don't even want.
They're cutting class and smoking grass.
I just realized something. I had, this is going to be no news to Angela. Anaya is an attractive female of color, and Angela knows that, as she said, I'm probably going to leave her for a black girl. So this is not going to be news to anybody when I say that, I had a crush on Anaya, but Angela will be happy to find out that I did not have a crush on Anaya, Angela. I had a crush on Chad, because the more that I got to know Anaya, and the less that, Mitzi was in the rearview mirror, is no, I just really liked Mitzi, and that's you.
That's funny. Yeah, Anaya, you're not saying anything that's new to the world. It's just the world hasn't met her yet. She's one of the hottest people on the planet. She just happens to be really talented and really, really cool people. So, she, I apologized to her when we got done making the movie, because I saw her in a different wig, and she was like smoking hot, looking like Apollonia jumping out of Lake Minnetonka type of hot, right? Fucking purple rained out in a little one-piece jumper shit, and I'm like, I gotta apologize to you. I was treating you like a fucking high schooler, because that's kind of the idea in the movie, you know, and here you are, a grown-ass woman with a 7-year-old. I'm like, my bad. But
I don't know if it's a misogynist to me, but I prefer the Catholic schoolgirl look and overall, like, don't cuss, don't be crude.
Right.
Like, I like that.
Well, you're one of many, but the majority of people have fell in love with Biggie and Powder, because they have the jokes. They are the weed smoking girls. They talk the most shit. They're both still hot in their own right, and so it's just. Then you throw in Powell, who plays Chi-Chi, who's maybe done 1 or 2 short films, and here she is acting in a feature in a bra with an accent, like stole like a Latino accent from her mom and dad and threw that shit in there, you know. So they're killer when people just go, I love it. It's almost like they didn't have a script, like they were freestyling. I'm like, well, that's cool, but they were on the script, motherfucker. Don't get it twisted, you know. But
get back on this dick.
I think they missed the premise of the film from the beginning. This is through his eyes. This is his vision. And again, it's that old. Put it this way: I would see this if I saw this film, and this is a compliment here. This is something I would see on USA Up All Night with Gilbert Gottfried. This is a movie that they would play back then. You'd be like, oh, I get it's in that vein. Mm-hmm. He wasn't trying to say from a female perspective, which I don't identify as. This is what a female would say. No, this is how construction guys who whistle and talk in barbershops and some presidents grab them by the pussy. This is what we think. All right, secrets out.
And I don't even think any of the guys are really able to talk shit in the movie. I think the girls are really doing that
voice
amongst themselves, right?
I mean, it's not like you didn't have a guy getting head in the middle of the street with people because, oh, you did. Oh, my God.
Oh, the bubblegum say sorry.
I'm about to go.
That's
I'm about to go. So this question is going to be so redundant for an independent filmmaker to ask another independent filmmaker. You're making a movie on a budget. All right, it's a low budget in Jacksonville, Florida, with first-time actors. All right, so to ask about the most challenging part is going to be redundant, but getting into the specifics of like actually putting the scene together, it's like 1:00 in the morning after a 12-hour day, and actors are tired. Like getting into the nitty-gritty of it like that, could you talk about like the most challenging aspect of making the movie?
Well, you hit it on the head. The most challenging was going to be locations, but then somebody and his fam stepped up, and all Studio 83 appeared out of the brush of Rains High and was like, whoa. We filmed in every spot in this house other than Mama Roll's bedroom. So
made 2 homes out of this house.
We really, you know, showcased it. It just worked so well. You gave the answer to the question though, because the late hours, it was a 10-day shoot. Most of the days here on the set were easily 15, like easily 10 a.m. to some 5 a.m. shit the next morning. And probably the hardest one was the bedroom scenes where we're going to kill Bobby and Chi-Chi, right? The whole day was nothing but that bedroom. Like we were getting all those scenes. My second camera dude was out of town. So it was just me and Cynthia Roy, my special effects person. And by the end of the night, Anaya and I were like arguing over, you know, just petty shit, you know, and like, luckily Cynthia was on her game. That was her opportunity to just gut everything when it came to killing 2 people and lines all over them and the intestines and shit. And, but I don't know why Naya and me were just getting into this little pissy attitude.
I mean, if you spend 15, 20 hours on set, you're going to get pissy with anybody. Let me ask you this.
I wanted to, because I know you were tired. I had a thought about that, because it's like you say you started in the late 20s or mid 20s, in the 50s now, 40.
Yeah, 53.
I just turned 40, and I know that like in the 20-year time span of like when we were doing Neck of the Woods in 2004 to Bloody Frickin Mary, and it was Bloody Fucking Mary by 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And 20 years
Bloody
later,
fuck you, Chad.
it hits different. And then I know you were exhausted. I could speak for it because after the late night shoot, when we're done, you're bringing 2, 3, 4 people home, including me. And on one of those nights, you went like 20 minutes in the wrong direction talking to me, but forgot that I was in the car and, was this way. Yeah. And I was too tired. I kind of knew, but I was like, I can't say that he probably knows.
I have no clue. I was
but
going
that's
the wrong
like the
direction.
level of exhaustion is like you're not thinking straight.
Well, and at this age, the one thing I've got going for me is people skills. I'm old enough to know to not be an asshole when you need people. You can't be an asshole and then be an asshole all the way to someone's house after you drop them off. If I need to drive to BFE to pick you up and drop you off, if I gotta drop you off, pick you up, and drop you off, I will do it. That's I'm all in, man.
Well, you're leading me. Both of you are leading me into my question, which was how important is it, especially on an independent film set, to have multiple people playing multiple different parts? Because I don't think a film gets done if that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's because you wore a bunch of hats and you're like, dude, I'm good. I'm gonna be in my garage. And then I'm going, can you boom mic? Can you read script? Can you hold a mirror? There was so many things that you and Dave and Cynthia were doing. I mean,
can you please take one less shroom, please?
I even handed out some photography classes on set. Right. So I mean, hey, that's what we're here for.
Teaching a 7-year-old how to take pictures.
We love the kids.
Everybody was all in, man. That's what was so beautiful about it, and so it just. It's weird. I was sending the budget over for the new script for the new film yesterday to this guy, Pat Berry, and he wanted to show it to the film commission in case they start doing grants and start breaking off bread to filmmakers, right? So when I'm seeing other people's budgets, I'm seeing like Adam Madrid and Sam Farmer's budgets for their films, and it includes money for them to do shit. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I haven't been paid. I don't pay myself shit. Why? That'd be like running a dollar from one hand to the other. It would be silly to even think it. But yeah, I did 400 hours of editing on this film. And they were on each end like a sandwich in the middle, 3 months with my mom in the hospital, me sleeping on the couches at Baptist and Mayo. So it's just, man, if I had a wife and kids, I wouldn't be doing this shit. There ain't no way I couldn't get any of it done when you're doing nothing but editing, going in, checking on your mom, grieving your old man, just all the craziness and all that. Anything got accomplished this year in 23 is mind-boggling. So I'm looking at 24 going, I don't even know if this new year, I'm going to get anything fucking done because I've got to find a nurse to come watch mom while I'm on the set somewhere. So
you'll find a way.
But that's the crazy shit of Bloody Frickin Mary is my cast was so kind, like Anaya and Gwen, like at the read-throughs even, were just like, your dad's got a hand in this, and he's got his hands on this thing. He's gonna. I can feel it. This shit's gonna actually do something. Mm-hmm. And when I look back and go, okay, wow, we shot in January and February, and then by September we're having a premiere, and by November it's on Tubi. That's a pretty good year,
Right. As we were talking about off camera, and as me and you talk about all the time, to have that cast that's so new, and then for you to be so seasoned, and then you to take them under your wing and say, no, listen, this is at least the standard that I'm going to give you. I can't promise you're going to get paid. I can't promise you're going to be a movie star, but I can promise you we'll start and it's going to be a finish and you'll see it.
Right. You will have somewhere to celebrate you and all those hours away from your kids or your wife or having grandma watch your daughter. it's gonna be worth it, you know. So that's the drive, man. You can't be a politician with this shit because your word's all you got in the street, man.
Right.
You do this shit once, and they're like, "Don't fuck with homeboy. He never finishes his movies."
Right.
You know, so
We're almost there.
I was honestly surprised, and this goes back to what you were saying about being you're just a very patient person. And when I went to when I was doing like find out like, you know, what had these people been in besides this to try to like, you know, promote other projects and stuff like that. And when I went to the IMDb pages, it was like only Bloody Frickin Mary on all of their shit. And you can't tell that it's their first time. And being on set with you for a lot of the shooting, I am not a patient person. You are just extremely, you're thoughtful. You take the time. You don't make somebody like, and I've seen a lot of growth in the last 20 years in your ability to communicate with the cast. Like you've always had the right heart, but you know, you just have gotten really good with communicating with people, and you brought out the best in new actors, new actresses, actors. We live in 2024. Everybody's an actor. You brought out the best in them. But I was wondering, like, how did you, those 4 girls, how did you land on them? What was that audition process like to?
You know, I had already saw Gwen and Anaya in the movie before I auditioned. I did 2 auditions, and I was just like, I had already reached out to them and was like, if you want the parts are yours. What do y'all want? And at first, Anaya's like, I want to be Bloody Mary. And I'm like, for real? No shit, I saw you as Mitzi. Okay. And I thought Gwen could pull off Mitzi, the lead. And she's like, fuck that. I'm Powder. That's me. I talk shit and I smoke. I'm like, well, you've been really, you know, sweet and a librarian and shit all the times I've been around you then, you know, because we've only worked a little bit together, and she did some singing on Me and Mrs. Jones. So they were right. They hit it on the head. I even had different Chi-Chis and Biggies. And these other 2 actresses never called me back, you know, never followed up with me and all when I'd leave them a message going, hey, we need to get together and see if this wardrobe fits and shit. I'm buying schoolgirl outfits on Amazon.
Getting tracked by the FBI now at this point.
Right, exactly. 4 or 5 schoolgirl outfits at once.
The most important part of the question that I'm alluding to is why didn't you give Rick and Tarantino a chance to audition for one of those 4 lead?
There's been this big rumor going around, man.
You know, I love that. I see the crazy thing. I'll throw some names out. It is what it is. My buddy Adolfo, who's a good filmmaker in his own right, and he's a good actor. He does more acting than directing anymore. He shows up to the first audition, which for him's like from the beach all the way to Orange Park type of shit. So he just shows up. I'm like, holy shit. And he does the audition. He does great. And he's like, man, I just want to be, you know, want a part. I want to get down with you. I'm like, dude, I love you, man, but I don't have a role for like a 40-year-old Latino dude. It's only 15 characters in this motherfucker, you know? So I'm hoping I'm going to find a spot for him on something else. But, you know, that's why I love it when you talk about Ricky or Tarantino, because they catch me all the time. Be like, when you gonna put a motherfucker on? When you gonna put me in some shit? And I'm like, trust me, I enjoy the shit out of both of y'all. I just don't have a role yet, you know? I don't
Make one, motherfucker.
Right? I'm like, I don't think either one of y'all could go be a 20-something-year-old dude. We could just...
Tarantino, he's a vampire. He is a vampire.
So he could be 13 if you want. He's still what age you want him to be.
That voice, though. That buttery voice.
Hey,
motherfucker, I'm 19. How you doing, Dad?
He's second to the bitch.
So I was saying, the cast being primarily new talent, and you couldn't tell by the performances, and like I said, that's largely credited to you. And you also had this very collaborative directing style too, where they feel like they're what they're doing is essentially decisions that they've made. And so it seems like it's easier for them to fall into that. But there is this delicate dance that you have to do. And I've watched you do it for 20 years between like the director, the actor, and all of the egos that come with both of those characters to like, and you know what you want. You make it appear as though it's this collaborative thing, but you have this idea in your mind, and you're just like, you're trying to get there, and your process is strange because it's like I don't know what you're doing on the way there, but you always get there. But it's like you knew where that destination was from the moment that you started going, what are you now?
When we talked about this, it's called the Sherlock Holmes effect. He does it. You do everything in your head. You're like, first rib, punch to the rib. Like you're seeing it. We saw him do it on set. We're like, what is he doing? Like, no, this is why it shows your different style. Like me and him, once we rehearse it or we put it in our mind before, we just go and do it. You'll come right up to the finish line. All right, I'm going to run this motherfucker around the curve. I'm going to pass him in lane 8. And then the gun goes off and you're there. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, but I see it in the final product of like how it all comes together. And then it goes back to watching your mind work in the moment. And I can see you put it like Mitzi running across there, the whole scene, right? Perfect example when in the shooting one night, you were getting a bunch of shots of Cracker Jack on the TV. And in my mind, I'm thinking like they're only watching in the living room that moment. And then it wasn't until I saw the movie, Cracker Jack is playing like in parallel with the whole thing. And it's like you've got all this going on in your head, but you're only sharing a portion of it because you don't want to
compartmentalize.
Like, what is your process? Like, what's going on in your mind when you're working this out with the actors to get to that
place?
place?
I swear I just try to give them as much room to try some shit. That's all I'm doing.
So it's not
even though I have even when I storyboard, I'm still trying some shit because we might stumble into some shit better than I wrote it, better than I acted it. There's no way I can direct the shit that Whitney was doing on her face. The expressions, that Chris Farley looking shit she was doing that people go, I love that bitch, whoever she is. I can relate to her. You can't. And sometimes I don't think we even have it until I go into editing and then I go, oh shit, there it is. You know, like perfect example. It's day 4. It's fucking January. It's 30, 40 degrees on the back porch. These 2 girls have smoked so much fucking weed. They're giggling. They're fucking up lines. I get so flustered and shit because I'm like, I don't even know what we've got and don't have yet. And then all of a sudden out somewhere, someone goes, Anaya's got to leave. I'm like, how the fuck she got to leave? She ain't even in the scene yet. And they're like, she's going to leave. Her grandma's pissed off and she's out front. And I'm like, fuck me.
Here we go.
Oh, well, I guess we'll do this another night. And then Night's like, no, I ain't got to leave. But you going to do mine first, right? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do yours first, right? And then we double back. And that's where that scene gets a little choppy in the edit because I didn't catch that Bernard had ran up twice with a fucking hoodie on. And by take 3, he didn't have the hoodie on. I'm like, are you shitting me? I can't even use him in the run up and shit. I got to use the take where we don't even see him running at the girls.
Continuity.
I've got Gwen so high and she's still going, I don't see why. What's the gun for? Where'd the gun come from? And I'm like, who cares? It's written. Do the motherfucker.
Your dick on B cam is sitting there high as fuck laughing too. Like,
yeah, you're over here too busy zooming in on Anaya going, yeah.
I would like to point out I was inside for this scene and I would not be being sued for anything.
That is true. That was
toasty and warm.
I was toasty and warm.
You could see the like that scene. Like we had the same opinion in that Gwen was our scene stealer for the movie, and I think what edged Anaya out, as great as she was that scene because you could tell she's like her emotion is too she's too dramatic in that moment, and knowing like what happened like right before that, it makes it make perfect sense. That's just
I called her the glue to the cast. I believe that she Wayne really did a good job of everybody, she could connect every character. Is the best way I could
everybody
put it
got
down.
to have fun.
Yeah.
While she kind of got us from point A to point
She
B.
navigated the story so much, and like he even said out with Biggie's character and whatnot. Again, a lot of people like to say to have that quirkiness, and it was just a good blend. I didn't see a copycat of a character. Like he could have cut this person out because they're doing that. No, they all played their own part. So I thought that was, like to his point. I think it's a gift, and I'm trying to get it. Because I love directing, but I don't know if everyone loves me directing. But you have a gift to massage egos and put them in and put your hands into it and make a ego meatloaf, if you will.
No, and I'll be honest, I thought this whole time that you were on just some next level. You hear like you gotta directing is really just manipulation. And I really thought for the longest time you were just like, he knows what he wants. Why doesn't he just say it?
He's figuring it out, man.
It really is.
I really don't have a clue and shit. It just always. I save everything in the edits, to really the music and things like that, where even Cynthia was like, when I read the script, it was a comedy. When I saw the movie, it was a horror flick. And I'm like, whoo, shit, because the little beautiful accidents of Anaya going, hey, can I run? Can I fall when I run? I'm like, she's like, everybody falls in a fucking horror movie and people always go, that bitch fell. And I was like, do it, that's dope. And then by the fourth fall, she's like, I think I fucked up my knee. I'm like,
well, that's why I didn't write the fall in.
We need to get the rest of this movie done. Yeah. You better limp the fuck into the dining room.
And in fairness, kudos to not making a black person fall, because we never fall in movies. What are you talking about, man?
I catch shit for the slow-mo living room.
We'll get there. We will get there.
Actually, it did kind of like, man, goddamn, I know Royal's living room isn't fucking 100 yards. That curtain just goes and goes behind Bloody Mary. But I loved it. I loved that when it. And we're gonna split hairs on this. I know.
No, don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. Don't speak for me.
Because you alluded.
I didn't allude to anything.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just go ahead and speak for me then. And
go
say
for it.
That when it cuts to that wide shot of her flying and the music changes just enough and it's floating. I love that. He didn't.
Did I say anything? No, I did not. I'm going to tell you that. And see, this is where friendship comes in, kids. I didn't like it, but it didn't break the movie for me. I'm more like, whatever, man. I didn't fucking like it. I
liked it.
It was weird as fuck to me is what I'm going to say. I didn't say I didn't like it. It was cinematic.
We ran out of house. We had filmed
so now you blaming my mom?
We filmed it.
Fuck out of here. This interview's over.
We filmed every inch.
Oh, brother.
If I'm going to direct anything, can we double check that my cameras are still recording?
Thank you.
And the audio is still recording.
All right. Now we're having fun now. The gloves are off.
Yeah, what's funny is it was Jay Palmer's girlfriend, Bethany. She, I had never talked to her before, and the film bar, and for some reason we were talking, and I said, yeah, I've gotten mostly good reviews on Bloody Mary and all. And she's like, you want to hear the bad shit? I'm like, oh, cool. You got some?
Balance this thing up.
Yeah, bring it. She goes, what's with the fucking run scene and all taking forever in the living room? I'm like, I was too lazy. I had already edited the motherfucker. And by the time I realized the movie was long enough, I could have gone back and shortened it. My excuse is always like, I love looking at Anaya. I don't give a fuck. It's only 60 seconds. I'm looking at this chick on a close up. I'm laughing because it's you on a wheelchair pushing and pulling Holly, and
it worked.
And see, he's being pretentious. That's the only reason he likes it, because if they do an investigation, he has something to do with it. And I'm just gonna say this again. Listen. I was just no.
Well, no. That's your. Fucking segue. There's this. What scene was the most work in post production? Like,
I thought you were saying what are the flubs that I already know about it.
Oh no, we'll get.
Other than Holly's feet being pristine, I could have used another shot.
Yeah,
I couldn't use another angle because we didn't have any blood on Bernard's face yet for the angle coming at me. So your side angle with the pretty feet. When Cynthia clearly a second earlier was like, you want me to stop and put makeup on her feet? No, we ain't gonna fucking use that angle. We're good.
Feet.
It's the in the moment. So putting it in like what one kicked your ass the most in post?
Editing wise, the kitchen scene.
Really? With the
fridge kill, because You weren't there, right? So me and Cynthia had cut out the back of this damn fridge. We had this thing ready to rock. The damn shelves in between were blocking her face. I had to get rid of them motherfuckers. And so everybody was scared of Holly by the time we got to those scenes, the kill scenes. Because like it had already been known Holly fucked up Anaya. We had her on camera hitting Anaya.
But that was not filmed at Studio 83.
Oh, no.
But so Holly was already, when Holly gets in character, that's your ass. She ain't gonna fucking play nice. She's the killer, right? Mm-hmm. So when she'd snatch the shit out of Whitney and all Biggie, I'd have to be like, cut. All right, hold up. No, you ain't gonna touch her.
Yeah, like calling
because we still had to film Bernard and Whitney almost kissing in between the kill. Or we couldn't get blood on Whitney's shirt. She only had one fucking shirt. And so Holly's just snatching her ass and fucking Kool-Aid's flying and shit. And we're like, well, she's already got Kool-Aid red on her now. Good job, So, and then I got really greedy and was like, hey, Whitney, I need a side shot of the fridge where we pull you straight the fuck through and we can speed it up and you see your legs go in. And then Cynthia will slam the fucking door and shit, right? Mm-hmm. So Whitney gets down, lays on a rolling chair and stops fucking breathing. Like literally is like, I can't fucking breathe. Like, get your ass up. So we had to get her ass out of that chair. I was like, fuck it, I don't even want the shot.
Right? Where did y'all film this at now?
I wasn't here that day. I wasn't here, so I'm good.
So those are the scary things, but the upside to those kind of scenes is it makes you have to figure out a cool way to edit some shit. Mm-hmm. I need to make people think they saw some shit they didn't see. Because Cynthia and I got like the door slam and the shaking and the smoke machine and all, making it, I wanted to feel like Bloody Mary and Biggie were inside that fridge fighting it out. Yeah. So I had to have Holly screaming, had to have Whitney screaming, had to fucking have the door shaking and shit, had to keep cutting, had to do these black drops, every one or two dropout frames and shit to make people see shit. My cousin Josh, who I did my first movie with, he was in town for Christmas before I really started editing and shit. And I talked to him on the phone. And once I had the movie in the can, I'm like, I don't think I got it, man. I don't think I got all the shit I need. He's like, you got to dirty that bitch up. Mm-hmm. He's like, you really got to use footage that you don't even like and fucking just use that shit in places. And so when there were little spots where I could show Bloody Mary that you hadn't seen that angle of her and all, but she's blurry and shit inside the fridge, had to drop a frame or two of that shit in. Had to throw in a shot or two of just blood on the side of the fridge and just, hands grabbing and just random ass shit that I ended up using. It was so good. I used it in the fucking trailer and shit too.
That shot through the Kool-Aid is so awesome looking. It looks like it looks like you put like crazy effects on it, but it's probably mostly practical, right?
It ain't nothing but the camera and a damn plastic jug from Target and shit,
Yeah, so, look, and it was an awesome callback, another callback to Cracker Jack. The fact that, that's just, it's awesome. And yeah, the scene came out so cool looking, and you could tell that a lot went into the post-production on that, because I think it was like maybe a half a second per shot.
Oh, and then the bubbling Kool-Aid and just things like that.
How'd you do that? How'd you, in the cup when she looks down in the cup?
Cynthia had a tube right there in the side, and so the tube hid under her hand, and so Cynthia'd be blowing the tube and shit, Like
I love practical versus fucking
right.
If you can do it, man. It's fun filmmaking.
Yeah.
So the movie premiered on 2 screens at AMC. It had a Spooky Empire midnight screening at Spooky Empire, which is huge. You pretty much go in where all the people who want to see it are already at. And my question is, because you've done so many premieres and you do them right, you treat your cast and crew like to the night that they deserve, and you go all out for them, and you pay for it immensely. But with this one, with working with all new cast, like casts that are fresh faces, that this is like their first premiere, did you were you able to? Because I feel like with like premieres now, it's just kind of like tainted. It's like we're doing this again, and it just kind of feels like a lot of going through the motions. But when there's somebody new there, it's their first time. It's like you can kind of like a vampire, like take a little bit of that energy and remind yourself of what this is all for and why we enjoy doing it. And like, what was that like for you and at those premieres with all the first timers?
It was just like Cracker Jack. And Cracker Jack for me was we hadn't filmed 2 weekends of that movie, and our actors are like, "We're getting distribution. This shit's going nationwide," and I'm just like, "Someone shut Julius the fuck up. He's cheerleading his ass off." Well, what happened? A motherfucker went nationwide to Blockbuster Video and shit. And the same, you hit it on the head. New blood is what makes people believe and shit. It makes old fuckers like me go, "One more time, let's do another one." So that's what was so beautiful about this cast, because you're right, none of them had been to a fucking premiere that I know of and shit. I mean, Lynette maybe, or KG has, but
they dressed like they were going to one, though. They were ready.
Everybody was dressed to the nines and did it up right. And that's what's so beautiful about it, is like, you don't know the impact of helping somebody achieve a dream. Their mom and dad coming to see them. That shit is just
That's
powerful,
really what it's about, man.
The only thing I fucked up with that premiere was I didn't know that the DCP hard drive for the movie, if you say start at 8, that motherfucker starts at 8. So I was like, oh, well, at 8, we'll go in and I'll tell everybody how great they are, and we'll say, roll that beautiful bean footage. Fuck that. I walked in and I'm like, so tonight, the fucking first trailer and shit's popping. I'm like, have a good night. So.
Welcome to the big leagues. They said it. You
know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's AMC.
To wrap that shit up, B.
Yeah, that ain't like showing it at Cuba Libre and you're like, hey, hit it.
Then Tarantino would have loved that. Man, why do you do these intros all the time, man? Just fucking get to this shit.
Yeah, but no, what I love what he was saying, and just to harken in on it, was, again, and if you, of course, we're all filmmakers here, and I think, of course, yes, we all one day fiscally want to be rewarded for the work we've done, like anybody, whether you're a doctor or a plumber. If you're at the top of your craft, you want to be rewarded for it. But until that day comes, seeing that family member, seeing that person like say, oh, my daughter's going to be okay, or there's some person that maybe just got out of this situation, or it helps them and makes them believe in their idea. Yeah. That's truly what it's about. And I told people this: if you don't feel that way, if you can't feel that skin, that hair raised off of your skin in that very moment when you're at that premiere, that's what it makes it all worth it. At least to me, it does.
There's footage of about 10 of us getting out of a stretch Hummer for the Cracker Jack premiere in front of San Marco Theaters on Halloween night, 2002. We all threw in like $45 to get the stretch Hummer and look like we knew what we was doing and shit. Lynette was there with a camera guy doing interviews and shit, treating us like we were stars already and shit. This is in 2002. The footage she eventually gave me a few years ago, gave me the mini DV tape, and I took it home, edited it, and put it online. Every once in a while, I'll go and look at it, and I'm like, holy shit. Like John Sloan, one of my closest friends and shit, his dad's in it. His dad passed away like 3-4 years. So there's people, fucking, it kills me and shit. Bashir Y. Israel, who played like Swole in the movie, he's already passed and shit. He was in, you get to see these people and shit when they were like, living it, when they were, behind the scenes. We've lost maybe 4 people from the cast of Insane the Brain, and when I watch the bloopers and behind the scenes, I'm just like, that's
tears you up.
It makes it all worth it to be like, Jokisha was like in her prime and one of her first acting gigs and stuff like that, but Ryanell was supposed to be the dad Rhino Brumfield was my very first actor I ever asked to be in a movie. And he came out and auditioned for Bloody Mary and shit last year. All the way to Orange Park. I'm like, what the fuck? This brother's been in like 2 of my movies. He auditioned. He killed it. I was like, dude, would you want to be the dad? Hell yeah, I'll do it, Chad. I was just talking to John the other night and he said, Chad's paying this time. I said, you motherfucker. But so he came to the read-throughs, fell asleep while we were having a pizza break and shit. And not even a month later, he was gone, man. Nobody knew he had cancer. He wasn't telling anybody. So when the scene's out here in Bloody Frickin Mary and all in the driveway with the mom and dad getting ready to leave and shit, if you look at the dad, KG, he's got Ryan L on his shirt and shit. That's like awesome. 4 or 5 pictures of him and stuff. So when we had the funeral for my dad, the same day they were burying Ryan L. I don't know why brothers always like, down a Monday, bury me on a Saturday kind of shit, right? So my cousin Josh and I left my dad's funeral and went to Ryan L's and off of Norwood, caught the last 10 minutes of it. And that's where we ran into KG. And I was like, dude, if you want to be in Bloody Mary, it would be dope. He's like, send me the script and shit. So
that's cold-blooded, KG. You're going to take the man's part at his own funeral.
Well, and to see his son, Rara, his son is like 24 now. He was 2 and he was in the first movie we ever did and stuff. Here he is, 24, and he's an Olympic triple jump finalist and shit and all. I think it's Kennesaw State maybe. But just... That's the legacy. I never really fucked with legacies much because who knows who Jay Turner Butler is, who really keeps up with Gene Rebold and, you know.
I do.
Like
right. You know, just really, you know, really racist white people is probably the answer.
It's great. You are like, that legacy is like an overhyped word, but you are, it's immortalizing the people that mean something to you, which is really cool. And I see like some projects, I'll, rework it and I'll put it online and I'll go to tag people. I'm like, God damn, there's nobody left to tag you that's in this fucking thing. They're all.
But that's why I always say we have the coolest, and I do mean this, the coolest job in the world. Because once we go, we live on. The things we make. Like, you put a painting in a museum, people will maybe see it. Once you go online, man, we're there forever. We can't be destroyed. And so every project you do is like, you're something there for a family member we will never see one day. One day we're going to be gone. Or will we? We won't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So yeah, good stuff, man. You're doing good shit, man. You're doing the right thing, bro.
Yeah, it's been a good ride, man. I don't see death the same way. Once I lost my dad a year ago, I was like, I don't give a fuck. I ain't got nothing left to lose. If I die today, it's just as easy as dying tomorrow. But while I'm here, I might as well have fun. Might as well do some cool shit.
You may not have nothing else to lose, but you got more to give. And that's really what it's about, I think. Like, to keep giving. You give, like you just said, you brought up something earlier about you being that old dog and the new generation giving you blood. And sometimes, like I say, even me and him experienced that sometimes. We were working with some young actresses and actors probably like 2-3 weeks ago, and just to see their rawness and their ability to want to learn, it's like, damn, that used to be me.
And I love the naivety. Like, yes, we can make it.
Yes. Yeah, we can do it.
I don't believe it, but I love that you do, and I'm
not gonna let that kid in you down. You're still a kid.
Yeah. And so you keep saying it, I just might start believing.
Yeah. Don't stop.
Well, Bloody Frickin Mary, that speaking of making it, it's available on Prime, Tubi. It's right here on YouTube for rent. Mm-hmm. You have plenty of films available to stream. If anybody searches Chad Hendricks, you just go down the list and have a movie night. But
he's my personal Mogatu. He won't ever work with me.
But what the fuck is even making it anymore?
Right.
Like, I seriously feel like if you're starting a movie, if you're going into like pre-production on a movie today, you can't realistically have a permanent, like, concrete game plan in mind for what you're going to do when you're done with it, because what even is the landscape going to look like? It's so, like, shaky right now. And, like, when we were starting, making it was getting in Blockbuster, getting somebody affiliated with Billy Zane to look at it and say, we'll put it in theaters for you. That was like, it was a very like cut and dry. You either made it or you didn't. And if you didn't, nobody saw your shit. And except your friends at a local premiere. And if you made it, it was in theaters everywhere. And, but you got like now, you can go to streaming platforms for nobody to see it or get paid or not get paid. Yeah. So you've been down that like gamut a few times now. And it seems like anybody that's seen any amount of success at all with that all of a sudden gets all hush hush and vague about, they don't want to, I guess, make themselves look smaller than they are online or whatever bullshit it is. But it's like, I guess this question is, what light can you shed on that for filmmakers that are trying to go that route and like just prepare them for the reality of like what's the best that they can hope for and what's the the hurdles that they can expect to cross?
I think you just sometimes you just gotta try some shit. That's really all it is. I make movies on my credit card, debit. I'm paying actors on Cash App the next day kind of stuff. Feeding them too. I used to just only be able to feed people. So I'm progressing, but making it is a crazy thing because if you're trying to get to the mountaintop, there's nowhere else to go once you get to the top anyway. So it's just maintaining and shit. The beauty about making a film, I've never thought that I'd made a horror film. I just thought maybe this is the first one, really, and then you find out there's this huge fan base out there that's just like, bring this shit on. The worse, the better. The sillier it is, the more dick jokes, whatever, bring this shit. And so it's just stumbling into something where people go, maybe this is what you should be doing the whole time. Maybe you should have been doing your own shit from the giddy up, Well, I just didn't have the motivation or didn't have the money or found a partner who's wrote really great scripts and we just did the damn thing and it motivated me to get back to making my stuff. So I say all that to say, if you can just get it all in the can and then you have somebody who can chop it up and put titles and credits on it, and then have a premiere, then anything after that's just fucking the bonus, man. I mean, luckily there's not a lot of gatekeepers anymore. So Tubi is so appreciated, man. Who would have thought Fox would have been the fuckers who had a service and all that catered to the indie black cinema and just the horror cinema, indie and everything. So I just celebrate it, man. I don't expect dick when it comes to X amount of dollars anymore.
What about pussy? Do you expect pussy?
I've never expected that. I've appreciated it when it happens. It's never been anything I could control anyway. But I appreciate when I get distribution. I've really burnt a month and a half of my life to promoting and going into every Tubi group on Facebook and dropping a poster or whatever I could do. And even though I've found out black folks don't like horror films, they'll give it a twirl if I call it a horror comedy. But a lot of black females get scared easy and shit. I ain't watching no fucking horror movie. I'm like, it's a comedy.
We already live in a horror. We don't want to see it, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Bert?
So I don't know if that's an answer, but I just, figure, I've just never been one that really got off on certain, I don't know, the Hollywood of it. I appreciate a good premiere like anyone. I love taking pictures with people that I went through the hard shit with and ground out 10-hour, 15-hour days and shit. Because that's what's so cool about making a movie. You get in arguments and then you go away for X amount of months to edit. And when you show up at the premiere, everybody's fresh, dressed like $1,000,000,
high on themselves.
Everybody feels
substance,
good.
yes.
Yeah, nobody gives two shits about whatever the argument was.
It's all water under the bridge.
It is, and it's just a celebration. And if you're the one in charge, if you're running shit, if you've got 7 to 10 fucking titles in the credits, the best you can do is be the humblest motherfucker and give everybody their kudos and their comeuppance and how much you appreciate them. And you'll do okay. But if you're the one who's cocky and thinks you deserve something because you put in 95% of the work or whatever, you've already lost. You know, you'll be at a premiere by yourself, and you'll be an asshole that, like you said, you'll be able to see it in the performance. You'll be able to see it in the edit. You'll be like, these people just really wanted to be in a movie but weren't having a good time.
Yeah. And I can say that was the exact opposite of this film. And I want not being funny because I know you weren't there, but I stayed after to when the credits were rolling. I recorded the credits and everything and some of his speech, and it was just like everything he's saying on camera right now truly did happen. He gave everybody else their credence, but they don't see the hours of editing. They don't see they showed up on set and thought they were there for a long time, but then they went home. They didn't see the pre-production and the post-production, and we're just now getting around even talking about it. So it's when you say you want to do a film or make a film, be sure you want to do it because this is what it takes, and he's the living example of that.
And producer is probably the hardest job out of all of it.
Come again, friend?
The producer, the person that has to go get the ingredients. Everybody loves to show up and bake the cake. I love the set. The set's the favorite part.
We'll talk about that off camera.
It's easy to call yourself a producer. It's hard to produce. Yeah.
Everybody doesn't get to work in the produce section. I'll just say that.
I feel like the better question for you is like, what album should everybody listen to at least once? But this is a movie show, so it doesn't have to be a horror film. What is one movie that everybody should see before they die?
One movie?
Goodfellas.
I would say Purple Rain. That's the best album, best movie. I mean, if you want to see Morris Day and the Time, Apollonia 6, oh man, you want to see Prince? I mean, that's the only black people in Minneapolis in the 80s and shit. They're all in that movie.
Allegedly.
So I need to see Color Purple. I mean, not Color Purple, Purple Rain.
You see, yet again, that's what the context was last night. This is racist day. It is after 6 o'clock. Why
don't you go see The Color Purple Rain? I love that.
Yes, I have. What are you asking me for?
We can have Whoopi jumping like that.
Right, I was just.
You better be glad you filmed in Selma. You be out of here, bro. I'm saying that right now.
Your next project has Clayton Miller from Bloody Frickin Mary.
From a lot.
The white guy. You just say the white guy.
Well, he won an award working with me. The first time working with me and then he won an award. So we set him up on the.
He steps up as the lead, inspired by true events. The premiere of Bloody Frickin Mary. Is there anything that you want to share about that film? Like just to kind of put a preliminary teaser out there?
Yeah, Paradise, spelled like Paradise nuts. The one-liner for it is grow a pair and chase your dream. That's the whole idea is I just happened to be inspired by Clayton and write about Danny Doolittle, who is a corporate guy who hates his job. He's an alcoholic because of it. His dad has passed. He lives alone, and his mom's on her last leg. So a lot of it was based on stuff I wrote right after my dad passed. And so a lot of stuff I wrote when mom was in the hospital and I'm sleeping on the couch in the hospital next to her. So it's heavy. You know, Danny Doolittle goes to his dad's grave a lot and takes a couple of natty lights with him and drinks a beer with him and tells him how much he misses him and stuff. And the cool part is right now I have KK Cherney playing the mom, Dorothy Doolittle.
Nice.
And I have JT Thomas playing Johnny Rocket, Rock Out With Your Cock Out Records.
That's gonna be perfect.
I love that name, by the way.
And he ends up discovering Danny Doolittle, but he only wants him to do nothing but parody songs of old country songs.
Baby.
So instead of Elvira, it's Viagra. My balls were on fire from Viagra. Yeah, so. Or take this job and shove it.
Yeah.
Take this knob and rub it. I ain't jerking and here no more.
It's old dirty white boy coming back.
It is. It's really Dice Clay done to country music and shit. And I'm not a country fan, so a lot of the songs are old stuff. References to Kenny Rogers and Willie Nelson.
No Johnny Cash in there?
No Johnny Cash.
Randy Travis?
But no Randy.
Hootie. Hootie.
No wagon wheel.
My name's Darius.
That's right. But, yeah.
People call you, well, you've been dubbed the Eminem of indie film, but I would argue that you are more so the urban John Hughes, because your films have this, like, they're equal parts. You don't know what you're going to get in the next scene, whether it's going to be like, we're going to get super sentimental and heartfelt, like, you know, Breakfast Club, you have like a dick and fart joke followed by crying on each other's shoulder and getting super real for like a 10-minute scene in the back of the library.
Right.
And your movies have that balance to them where it's like they could be like just goofy and silly and off the wall, and then they get really real and grounded in the emotions.
Man,
of them, that is you, because at the end of every one of your movies, and somebody should put all these together in the credits. You put this like soliloquy in the credits that is, it's always so like perfectly put in like 2 paragraphs that sum up, that lets everybody involved know that you saw them, you appreciated them, you saw them.
They're
like,
part of the HCU.
Really, like, yeah, and I just think that's I don't even know where the fuck.
No, I'm saying they're a part of the HCU.
The Hendricks
Cinematic Universe. Welcome to the party,
I
pal.
appreciate it. Yeah, it's that started with Cracker Jack. Well, hell, even 2 Heads, 1 Brain, where I would just leave a little note in the credits, and then it just got longer and longer.
Now, 2 Heads, 1 Brain, was that before or after 2 Girls, 1 Cup?
Definitely before.
I mean, before we, I know we're getting towards the thing. Before we go, I think this is the perfect time to bring up the
Well,
fact.
we got the review.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
We're gonna do so. We're gonna you're gonna stick around because this is only the first time that we're gonna talk about someone's film to their face.
I'm gonna sit here. Oh, he's
we're gonna stay right here.
Let's do it.
But before we get into the review, I do have a theory that I'd like to do. All right, so hear me out. Mitzi did it.
Don't look at me, say it.
Mitzi did it, and I have 6 points to support my argument. Her parents were right.
Mitzi, did you kill? Did you kill all those kids in the house?
What?
You heard me, Mitzi.
She's the only survivor. She knew that Bobby was fucking around with Chi-Chi, and every one of her friends and his friends knew, and she knew they were lying to her.
Where's Bobby?
I haven't seen him.
His car's obviously outside, Ricky.
I don't know nothing.
Ricky, it's people dead in the house.
I think he making a bill run.
I'm finna F you up right now. Tell me the truth.
Maybe she developed a split personality and killed everyone, seeing herself as Bloody Mary, traumatized by the stress of being cheated on and lied to. And think about it, she waited until Ricky confirmed that Bobby was actually cheating. Like that she got the confirmation.
For Chi-Chi.
What?
You wanted to know?
And at that moment is when Bloody Mary, Mitzi, kills Bobby and Chi-Chi. And my final argument is that she made her superpower the fact that Bobby didn't fuck her.
It says here, Bloody Mary can't kill a virgin or touch the purity of God.
Chi-Chi's weakness, what got her killed, what got Bobby killed, was the fact that they were not virgins. She was protected because she wasn't fucked. And it just all seems very coincidental that I just feel like we're dealing with a scorned, crazy, and she's so reserved the whole time. It's like, you are way too calm and collected this is going to manifest itself in other ways.
I will play to that fact. Only if you
So
say
I say, Anaya wanted to play Bloody Mary. Anaya, I think you did play Bloody Mary. I rest my case.
Case dismissed. The glove does not fit.
Okay. All right, then I quit. All right, review. So with every film, we start off with the vinegar, we finish it up with the sugar. So we do this for the films that we have grown up loving, that have made an impression on us. We are not going to treat your film any different. There's a few things that, and I say there's a few things I would have done differently as if I wasn't fucking there to like chime in at a certain point. So I have two things.
Can we go back and forth?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Go for it.
All right. I would have used a more and this is so weird now.
No, look at me. Look at me.
Because it just started spilling out of my mouth like it normally does, as if the person who did it.
He's right.
Even though he was in Disney with his wife and kids.
Even though he filmed 90% of it with you.
If I were there. The sound effect when Bloody Mary disappears, I would have used a more ominous sound effect for those disappearances. The magic sound, I think, kind of threw it off. But because I know you, I can appreciate it. But when I was watching it for like the review of this, I was trying to put myself into like, I'm just some random dude. I don't know any of these people. I'm just scrolling through Tubi. I found a horror movie. What do I think? And it was like you did this awesome job of like building up to the moment where like every time Bloody Mary appears, but when she disappears, it like takes you out of it. It took me out of it. I don't want to speak for anybody else, but it took me out of it. So I would have added more like a. An ominous wind or something when she disappeared. That's.
You heard of dealer's choice? Sounds like editor's choice right there. I'm gonna break this only time. I have two things as well.
Award-winning editor's choice.
And now,
thank you.
I have no comeback for that because he is true on that. So I only have two things, but I'll bring since we're going back and forth. This is the only time I'm gonna bring this up. Just the shot we talked about. Just that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Just the shot. Broke the view. Hey, motherfucker, it's my turn. It's not yours. RSTLNE. You got your letters. Let me get mine. So yeah, I'm just saying. No, just a shot. That's all. Because it broke. It just broke the world that I was in. So I'm done.
What shot?
You know what shot, motherfucker?
The floating shot that I love. That for some reason that I said why I love it. But
you will help the shot be made.
No.
Yes.
I mean, yes, but that doesn't.
You love anything you make.
So y'all had no problem with the slow-mo.
No, I'm telling you I did. What is he listening to?
I loved it.
I did.
I like it.
You didn't like the whole slow-mo chase scene?
No.
Okay, yeah, because he's making it sound like you just didn't like the way Bloody Mary flowed.
Oh, no, at first I was indifferent, and then I went to not like once I saw what you just said. It was indifferent. Like, oh, okay. And then I started like, nah. But that's the only time I'm going to bring it up. But I do have two things. Go ahead with your next thing. Go ahead.
All right. My next thing and then your next thing, and then we'll give you a chance to say if there's anything. Well, of course, there's something you want to change. But who the fuck are we kidding? No movie is perfect. We all want to change something about it.
Recast.
Bloody Mary's face looks amazing. Props to Cynthia Roy, who did the makeup effects and so much more. Like, she's just an awesome support to have on set. Mm-hmm. The fact that her name hasn't come up, like, even in the episode.
He's mentioned it several times. You've just been misogynistic.
That's true.
Does
that's
true.
Really work that way?
Yeah. Not anymore. You're being hateful. Let's put it under one little thing.
But okay, I was trying to give her a compliment.
At the last episode of this, you're just
she did create a monster.
She did amazing. She did fucking amazing.
She did amazing. And this is not on her at all. But she did make Bloody Mary's hands, and my issue is with Bloody Mary's hands. But I'll just read what I say because I put it the way I needed to say it on here. Bloody Mary's hands are missing something. They don't look like real skin to me, which is a shame because the hands are the primary introduction to Bloody Mary. And I think they could have been improved upon by keeping them sprayed down with something, or we always required the Vaseline to get the gloves on. Should have put some of that on the outside of them to make them gooey and fleshy looking. And then maybe added like a slimy, drippy sound effect whenever you see them to like make it look like the skin is kind of crawling or give it that effect. And I say all that with the strange thing is that it really looked good in person. That's why I didn't even think to say that at the time. It wasn't until I'm watching it on a screen and seeing it all together is like they just
should be sprayed with water.
They need to have some kind of texture to them. And again, I don't say no fault to Chad or Cynthia for not thinking of this. I was there. It didn't occur to me, and it did look good. I was just kind of blown away. But I think every practical effect needs that. Like Cynthia did her job, and then it was our job to put it in the right lighting and to look at it in the camera and think, all right, how can this be improved upon now rather than in post? But it's like, again, you do such a good job at getting to that moment that it's like, my heart's you already got me where I want to be by the time I see her hand. So it's like, I'm already bought into it. So it doesn't kill it by any means. This is just me trying to look like I'm being partial with my friend's film.
No, I think you did a good job with that. And so I'll put this thing. I think one thing to learn is, and I think that's not, again, you said it correctly. It's not the job of the FX artist or the makeup artist to do this because, again, they're looking at it with their eyes and they see it as it should be. And also, I think it's a learning opportunity for us as directors because that's not our wheelhouse. We know we want to act a shot. We know what fucking makeup is, but when it comes to that stuff, we do not know. So even we still can learn. So if you ever think you know everything, you fucking don't. So it was I think
that's kind of like speaking to the because I want minimal crew. I want as little people there as possible. But then if I'm really honest about it, like as directors, we are kind of big picture. We're thinking about the next thing and the full spectrum of the shot. Even in photography, I tell people this all the time. Like I'll have somebody there, like the woman's friend is there, and she's like, "Oh, you got that here. Let me move that." I'm like, "Thank you," because I'm looking at the full is she blocked right? Where everything. I don't notice the little things. So set decorators and art department and those 3 or 4 extra people that would be there, and their only job, if we could trust somebody to have just that job and do it and stay attentive the whole time, it would be awesome. And I think that's where we avoid situations like that where we can just focus on the big picture and there are people there that are looking at the little details and keeping them in check.
And I'm not a horror fan, so common sense should have told me I should be going for the goriest or the gooeyest or the slimiest type of thing, because I've screwed up a lot of cool ideas. Cracker Jack, the old girl who talks about she's on her period, she ends up dying with a tampon string wrapped around her neck, and we fuck up and shoot it with a red color gel, so you can't even see the fucking effect that I'm paying the artist to even create with the damn tampon dangling and shit. So
learning experience, definitely.
Yeah, and it's weird like that because you're right. The framing, how's the scene start, how's it end? I'm looking at a storyboard. There are certain things that the payoff is always there. All the blood and the cuts and shit, and Pal's white contact lens and shit, the red ones that Holly wore. The damn black toothpaste to get the teeth nasty and the tongue nasty. But yeah, a lot of cool shit fell through the cracks and stuff. I mean, there was an opportunity to have those moments where a high schooler is like, run that bitch back. We're going to watch that again next weekend type of shit. And that's why sometimes I thought the refrigerator scene for me I didn't have a good handle on that day. So there are certain things like that.
I still think it came out great.
And I think it has enough of
the garage, though, the nose rip off.
Oh yeah.
You'll see in the episode. That's my favorite kill by far, and that's.
And my only other one, real quick, like I said, I only had 2, and I'll never bring this up again. It was just a chase scene, right there, slow mo and everything, and it really got me. And it's not really your fault because he was one of the reasons people that helped with it. So it's not more so much you as it is him. So that's it.
And what's really hard is we turned just section of your living room
So now I feel like
into,
you're putting it back
into
on me.
a hallway. A hallway, right?
Mama Royal, he's doing it again.
So you had to run. So you had to run this way. To
Then
come
run
back
back that way.
right?
This is true.
You know? So we didn't even want her coming this way because this was the end of the movie, and then there's where Ricky in there, and so it's such a.
Let me tell you something, man. This is Studio 83, not Studio 83 feet. All right, you knew where you're at. But no, I'm just fucking with you, man. No, like again, I will say this. That's me nitpicking, but at the same time, it didn't break the movie for me. I still thought it passed.
Don't get into the review yet.
I'm not. You said we were reviewing.
Well, no, what would you change if there is like if somebody if in a perfect world you can go back and change one thing either in production or post production. What is one thing that hurts you?
Yeah, there's a bunch of things that.
I said one.
Yeah, let me see. That one. You know, I was turning shit in a shinola on some stuff, so I got to applaud how it turns out, especially when I just hope that everyone got the chase scene and then she disappears. You hear the crackly poof kind of. Hopefully it made any kind of sense of why, because the dining table had lights there. That was my only way of going, hopefully people are realizing there's too much light here.
People are stupid.
And the chick should disappear when it gets light. Like in the garage. That was the whole idea of her having her foot out of the door with the interior light, and I switched the music the minute she closed the door and shit.
When she falls in the kitchen, and after that, it wasn't really the poof, but it was like, you just did a really good job with the sound design right there. The whole air changed. Like, oh, we're in this.
Oh, that was amazing.
This calm before the storm. You felt it immediately. Like I didn't. It took me a second to realize that Bloody Mary was gone, but I immediately felt like, oh, what just happened?
Because I even tried Holly's voice there and stuff, a moan and on. It just didn't feel like it worked, and it felt better with it like suck the air out of the room thing, because we did that very push into a nigh on the floor before we left and everything, and it worked. And she's jerking around and shit. So I wish we had done better on the garage stuff too, though, like with the killing of Clayton.
Oh shit!
It still works, but we just didn't have enough room in the vehicle for me to feel like she was coming out of the rearview mirror enough. There wasn't enough struggle. The footage, some shit was just too blurry, and I was just like, I don't know where I was and what I was doing here, but you see it in the bloopers, like the cool side shot where the smoke shoots out of the neck. You see the tube. You see the back door where Anaya's back there smoking the vape and popping. You know,
that was me. That was
you'll see.
You passed for a black
teenager. You'll see like Cynthia's arm in the gloves, just resting on the vehicle.
I'm usually a big picture guy. In that moment, I was a very small picture guy. I was just so enamored by the coming out of his neck, and I remember being so tickled by that. I didn't notice
any of it. Yeah. And
I remember coming to you saying it looks like Beetlejuice. Remember the lady from Beetlejuice, the smoke was coming out of her neck and shit.
Yeah. And so the cool payoff couldn't get used because I tried to push in on it and
you still see it every single time.
Still everything was there, but the payoff, we still got him with the smoke coming out of the neck 2 or 3 other places.
Hey,
like
man.
when she turns him over and Anaya just was the one who had that thing where the number you're calling is disconnected, whatever that. I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is, but it works perfect. I don't know where she got that, why she used it, but it was dope, and that's why I used it at the end again to get the old smoke coming out of his neck one last time.
We call
and buying her time. Oh, the voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Hang up as soon as you hear it's on the north side.
911. Yeah.
But I think you can't be too hard on yourself because even with big budget films like it was either Friday the 13th or either one of the other major ones to where right when they're getting ready, the villain's about to break the mirror and break the window, you can see the wrench.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, dude, that was a big ass production. They had budgets and all type of people. Well, I'm a professional director of this and that, and they fucked up. So you can't be too hard on yourself. You're the Godfather, man.
All right, let's get into the review. So something impressive that I like I've got a few points there too, and I'm not gonna try to I'm just gonna read them because I wrote them. They're my words. Something impressive that I like to point out, and I kind of brought this up when we were talking about the cast, is that if you go to IMDb, every lead character in Bloody Frickin Mary, you'll find that this is the only thing on there, with the exception of Clayton, who has done some short films. And I and Bernard worked with Chad on previous projects as supporting characters, but the fact that Chad put together a film carried by a full cast of new actors is impressive. Do you want to go back and forth, or you want me to just go through my points?
Yours.
All right. Props to Chad for really going in on all the editing sequences that build up to the Bloody Mary moments. This is probably his most impressive editing that I've seen. He went big and loud and took chances with some killer music and tracks that he really leaned into, and he really leaned into the bold choices he made and stuck the landing. Yeah, I remember when you came over my house and you showed me the last scene with Anaya in the hospital. I was like, when I started hearing the, I was like, oh shit, Chad's doing something different, and I got very excited to see the rest of it because it was like, I don't know, it was your style, but it had this new like edge to it, and you really like. It seems like the music was just. Complementing your scenes in the past, and it was just like you cut the scene and then you laid the music down, and in this it was like you picked these really audacious music choices and then let them drive and like cut it meticulously to these like beats, and I really appreciated those moments for as an editor, knowing what went into them, and being here for shooting a lot of the sequences, really knowing what went into them to put that stuff together. I enjoyed the pacing of the movie. It takes a minute to get into what we came for, but it turns out that the first-time actresses bring enough charm to Chad's witty dialogue that I'm totally okay with just hanging out for the first portion of the movie. Once things take off for the second half, it all pays off for a fast-paced, stylized, pulsing finish. I'll be honest, I was a little worried about like the pacing of it because one or two people, not even in like a bad way, just kind of said, yeah, it takes a little while to get into it. And I perceived that as, that's just a nice way of saying,
boring as shit.
So I was kind of anticipating that, because I also knew that you had like a 40, 50 page script that you were stretching out into 70 minutes. And we've done that before. And I know, how, you get Bloody Frickin Mary for 60 seconds down the living room. You get Elijah for 3 minutes walking down the hallway. It's these things happen. So I was kind of like looking and anticipating that kind of pacing, but I was pleasantly surprised to find that you kind of created this it's like this nice little roller coaster of ups and downs, and you get these moments of like, where you get Bloody Mary comes in and it's like these sequences of where the music picks up and it gives you a little teaser for what's going to happen. And then you're back to just girls talking shit, which is so unique and fresh that it's like, fine, yeah, I'll watch this for 30 minutes because I've never seen anything like this before. It's ridiculous. And it's actually interesting, and they're pulling it off. And then when you get to like, then you're on this part, and you just, once you hit that last slope down, it is just a fun ride for like the last 25, 30 minutes of the movie. Once she finds Bobby and Chi-Chi and the chase is on, it's like, it's all worth it. And I think the pacing I would like to dispel any rumors about it being ill-paced or slow or at times or anything. I think it's perfectly paced, and a lot of that is owed to the actresses who brought the characters to life and really carried the first half of it. When, for horror fans that are come to see bitches get chopped up, they stay for bitches chopping it up. Hey,
bars.
It's unapologetically ambitious. It's fun. Chad perfectly captures the tone of a classic slapstick slasher that you rant and pop on during a sleepover. Chad's a unique writer. I said this again. He's a patient director, a thoughtful cinematographer, very thoughtful cinematographer. Almost to a frustrating degree when you're on the fucking floor down there, but it pays off.
Yeah, like fuck you, Chad. I was already over here getting this shot. Why are we switching out?
I'm not gonna lie, I was comfortable down there. I think he shines the brightest as an editor. His ability to make use out of footage that most editors would leave on the cutting room floor is amazing. And I go back to Neck of the Woods when. And I know you speak my praises as an editor, but I can admit that when we went out and shot Neck of the Woods, one of the main cameras got a majority of the footage got compromised, we'll say, and it was unusable. So essentially, a film had to be put together with B-roll footage that was never intended to be the 8 cam. I took a swing at it and I gave it my best shot. And I just wasn't seeing, like, there's no fucking way. And then Chad took it and he turned it into what you see. And that's always been that's always been something that I've admired about you. And I see it the most in this movie because, again, I was here for a lot of the shots. I saw what it looked like going into the can and what it looked like on the other side. And that is a testament to your ability to just... Even if you don't see it when you sit down and I have to see it. I have to see some kind of finish line when I sit down and start a scene. I have to have something in my mind of where it's going to go. I can't, but you just you find it in the process. And that's just pretty incredible how you just don't give up and you just work the rock until it turns into a diamond.
I bit your style though. That's what's crazy. I bit the shit out of your style and I just happened to take it wherever it's gone over the last few years. But yeah, I used to be that way until I started filming with you and we did Everything Means Nothing and you just spit out a movie in like 3 days and I'm just like, where the fuck did I shoot that? I shot that? Holy shit. Wait, what? So believe me, it's me finally catching up to speed and going, haha, you can use everything that was shot. Just keep recording. Mm-hmm. Fuck, hit and stop, So yeah, I appreciate it. It's that's how you end up with a 400-hour editing project though, because a motherfucker wants to see every take, and one take you need is this one, and that motherfucker is a little soft, and that one there is I need to steal that audio from take 2 and put it under audio take 4, and just manipulating the motherfucker, making the lips move on some shit that it didn't say. It's just
it shows. It's clean.
Bloody Frickin Mary. Godfather of independent filmmaking meets legendary studio meets novice cast. What you have here is a combination of things that should all go wrong, but for some reason all go right. You have here young film people, they don't even know what they want to be in life. They come to this film, they come to this set, they get started. Before they know it, the film's moving. And before you know it, they're taking passion on to what they believe in, and they're going on this journey, and they're trusting this godfather of a director to get them where they need to be. So when you look at this film, rather than poke holes into it, as he's already discussed here, he discussed all the reasons why you should watch this film. But let this be a learning tool. Let this be a muse to say, listen, there's nothing that you cannot do. There was really no budget. There was really no time to say, hey, who's went to acting class? There's really no time to say, why are you late? Just get here when you can. There was really, we don't know what's going to happen. Him figuring out stuff on the day of. But hey, that's filmmaking. So I look at it from a wider scope, not just to talk about Bloody Mary, just the film. I look at Bloody Mary, the project. Bloody Frickin Mary was a win all the way around from number one, getting done. because so many of you out there who are turning your nose up at it. What the fuck have you finished? Number two, the lives that he changed. Yeah, he didn't make them rich, not financially, but he gave them an opportunity.
Not yet.
I see a
Not
spark
yet.
in
We
many
might
of
make some good money.
Hold your tongue, because if you don't, they'll come back for you. Trust me, I know.
I do see it, like Bernard, Whitney. You sparked something in them that wasn't there before Bloody Frickin' Mary, and that's pretty incredible.
Is this my review?
Continue.
I mean, I didn't say anything in your review.
I wasn't finished with mine, but
oh, you weren't?
Yeah, go finish.
Chad didn't even know what fucking movie you were talking about halfway through. But with that being said, I would like to see this. My review overall. Did you give your overall number or no?
No.
I'll give mine and come back to you.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. With that being said, I will give this movie. If I have to give this movie from, and I'm only speaking from again, I always have to qualify my numbers here when I give this. Put that shit out, bitch. This is strictly from a horror standpoint. First time filmmaker making a horror film, should I say? Not a first time filmmaker, but 1 through 5, I give Bloody Frickin' Mary a 3.5. And the reason why I give it a 3.5, I honestly think that's I don't think this film could have been a 5. I mean, based off of everything that he had, I think he did the best with this film that he could. And can I finish? Jesus fucking Christ!
Can I start? Because I feel like you're reading my fucking.
But I'm fucking not though. Get that shit out of here, man! God damn it, Pasty! Richard Pasty strikes again. But no, what I'm saying is that even if I had done this or somebody else, you could get this fucking to $1 billion. I think that he reached the ceiling of this film because again. You have to be honest with people. You have to be honest with directors. And if I don't tell you, hey, listen, man, this could have been, no, you did the best you could have with this film. I don't think anybody could have done better. And I think you pushed the cast. I think you pushed the studio. And I think you pushed your crew to the limit and they all paid off. So I say kudos to you. And I say keep making films like this. And I was happy that this film is on the roster at Studio 83, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote this before he said that, just to be clear. I give it a 3. I gave it a 3.5, which, like he said, but I wrote before, in the world of wacky slashers, that is practically a 5. Because in movies like this, it is the imperfections that add to the experience. A 5 would actually be a terrible movie in this genre. If I were looking for a good time, old school horror movie, and I clicked on this, found it one random Saturday night with a buddy high, trying to figure out what the hell to watch, and this came on, I would not regret it one bit. So 3.5, which is a 5.
High score from us.
And I always say, if you're watching something I wrote, you probably need a blunt, a 40, and some raw cookie dough. So it's
and not in that particular order, but you will need those 3 things
to make it and to watch it. All right, coming attractions. You can find Bloody Frickin' Mary as well as Chad's other work on Tubi and Amazon Prime and YouTube. Keep it on YouTube. YouTube, or else they'll
demonetize us. They're not paying us anyway.
Just do a search and you'll find it. As far as other coming attractions, this is season 0. We make no promises in 2024. We will see you whenever we see you next, and it will be great. So thank you very much, Chad.
Thank you.
And
hey,
Happy New Year.
Hey, we're coming for you, fuckers.
It's got the last
better
word.
wear a contraceptive.